Go.
Hello YouTube, welcome back to another video. Today we have me, Callum, and Jason in the background.
Hello.
He's decided to be the background character for a change. Today we bring you Kheios.
From
It is the new glitter ride line from set 5. It is Proxy, so...
Because we never went into a box.
Yeah, I weren't really heavily invested in Kheios for a while.
Well, you did went for Royal War.
Yeah, Royal War is my main. So, to begin with the ride line, we do have a Approaching Fangs Kheios. Skill is once per turn, counterblast 1. Discard a card from your hand, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose one card from among them and put it into your hand. Choose up to 1 unit card from among them, call it to rear, and put the rest in your soul. So, it's a good way to build up guard hand. Depending, because obviously this works by skills by card names, not specific card total. Which means, like, in trigger terms, if you already have, say, a front trigger and you've already got one in soul, you can just put one in your hand to guard with. It's pretty good, and it's a good way to fill your board up. So then the grade 2 is Quagmire of Solace Chaos. Skill is when rode upon by the grade 3. Soul charge 1. If it was a
normal
unit,
yeah, choose up to 1 card from your soul and call it.
Yeah, and if it was a trigger unit, you
do nothing.
That's right, yeah.
If it was soul charge, if it was a trigger, if it was a trigger unit, draw a card. If it's a normal unit, call it. So yeah.
Then you have the grade 1 in the Calm Streets Chaos. When rode upon by the grade 2 Chaos, look at the top 2 cards of your deck. If they're normal units, you put them into your soul. If they're trigger units, you put them to the bottom of the deck.
Yeah. And
then obviously for the grade 0, it is literally...
just grade 0.
Yeah.
Freebie draw.
Pretty much.
If you went second.
Yeah, 1 with Profound Mercy Chaos.
So whoever rides over grade 1 over to the grade 2, hope you don't get double heal trigger on top of the deck, because you will say goodbye to them. They will be at the bottom.
And then obviously we have 3 more copies of Chaos, obviously for Persona riding, because you need it.
Gotta have the Persona rides.
And for those wondering, if you don't already know yet, if you Persona ride, the grade 3 in your soul does count on the title for Chaos and other such cards.
You just gotta have cards with different
card names.
So if you Persona ride over it, it counts as a different name. Until you Persona ride again.
3 copies of Mikani.
1 playable and 1 proxy.
So the skill is when placed on rear guard, counterblast, soul blast. Choose one of your opponent's guards, rear guards with the same card name, card soul charged for this cast, retire it. So if you soul blasted a grade 2, you can retire a grade 2.
Pretty much.
And then obviously it's glitter effect of Chaos. When your Vanguard attacks, if you have 8 or more cards with different card names, stand this unit. If you stood it, put it into the soul at the end of turn. So it's a good for pressure. Mainly late game, you really want to use it.
And then at the end of the battle, he goes into the soul.
Yeah, which helps if you're still building.
Mm.
Then grade 2s, we have 2 copies of Indicate Arrow Dragon. Skill is when placed on rear guard, look at the top card. If you've got it, if you do not have a copy of that in your soul, you soul charge it. If not, we just put it at the bottom of the deck because it doesn't state otherwise.
Yeah.
Obviously, if that's wrong, do let us know. But we just put them at the bottom of the deck.
We just don't know if you already have it or not, because does it go to top? Does it stay in the top of your deck or leave at the bottom?
Next, we have 1 copy of Amazing Frost.
Sadly.
Yeah, well, I've only been able to get 1 copy. Its skill is
when this unit is placed on rear guard circle, soul blast 1, draw a card, choose a card from your hand, put it into the soul. When this is if your soul has 8 or more cards with different name, this unit gets 5k at the end of battle. If your soul is 10 or more with different name, this unit gets 10k power.
Making it a 20k beat stick. So it's pretty good, especially with Chaos. If you manage to get 13, which then boosts it to 30, Persona Ride 40, on top of other skills and triggers, it's a high hitting number. Next, we have 1 copy of Mystic Accordionist.
From the trial deck.
From the Drajul trial deck. And basically, its skill is if you discard it for your ride phrase, you can shove it into the soul, which works.
I am planning to get it in the future.
Next, we have 4 copies of Selfish Engraver.
Soul Charge.
Soul Charge, but the main focus for these is more focused on counter charging because this deck is Counter Blast heavy thanks to Kheios. So the more counter charge I have, the better, really.
On top of your hero triggers.
Yeah. Next is the grade 1s. I have 3 copies of Dual Core Dragon, which is the grade 1 ride line for Drajuled. Its skill is basically when it attacks on either attacks or boosts on Rearguard Circle,
5k.
it gets 5k power. At the end of that battle, it's a soul charge and it is mandatory, which means you do not have a choice. You have to soul charge it.
Yeah, so at the end of the battle, if you use them as a boost or attack, it have to go into the soul.
Yeah. So that's that.
But he doesn't stay on the board.
Next, I have 3 copies of Avid Heaper, which is also from the Drajul trial deck. Basically, when it boosts a grade 2 or greater rearguard unit, basically,
Yeah,
you soul charge 2. So, early game, not too bad. Build your soul up, and there's a good chance of getting different cards.
Different card names.
So, it's a good start. Next, we have 3 copies of Evil Eye Prohibition, Quen Lu, which, as you've seen from Jason's, Fafnir deck profile, it basically shove it in the soul,
choose a rear guard,
2k power, and come out guard with grade 1s or greater.
Yeah, so you only have to you have to physically guard it with grade 0s.
Next, I have 1 copy of Steam Maiden Barney. I did have another copy, but I think I got rid of it to Reese, I believe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think he needed it and he was nagging me for it. So Steam Maiden Barney, when placed from hand,
don't look at me.
Counter Blast 1. If I have, how many cards?
8, I think.
If you have 8 or more cards with different card names, you can choose a grade 1 or less card from your soul, call it surreal. If you have 10 or more cards with different card names, you can choose a grade 4 or less and call it. So, there's that one.
Oof.
Next is, just bear with me because I have not printed off names for some of these. Next, we have 2 copies of Friend of the Netherworld Ling. Basically, when placed, look at the top 2 cards, put 1 into your soul, 1 at the bottom of the deck.
And Callum, where you get this from? From the Drajul trial deck as well?
Yes, and it's actually out of the expansion pack that comes with the trial deck.
Hey!
Bonus! Which is a good option for Chaos because you control what you put in.
It could be for any deck.
Yeah. And then obviously 4 copies of basic trial deck PG because
they will get
we broke.
Yeah, get scrapped it into set 6.
And then for triggers, obviously basic OT, but I do have the Dark States, which I flick between premium and standard. It just depends how I'm feeling. 3 of the effect draws. Everyone knows how they are.
It's there.
Yeah.
If your opponent grade 3 gets 5k on his shield, becomes a 10k shield.
3 fronts, because mainly Chaos is, if I can get his skill, he gives 10k to every unit on the board, so don't really need too much fronts.
Pretty much.
Then I'm running 5 crits for pressure, because we all love a bit of pressure. And then finally, because I'm a sane person, 4 heal triggers.
With different names.
Yeah, so it try and benefits the deck, but we can't always get what we want, can we?
No, but if you do get Drajul's, I mean, I'm gonna get the Drajul.
I know you get Drajul's.
It's really just more crits with different names, right?
Yeah, crits, draws, basically all the triggers are basically different.
Well, just mostly 2 of them are just different.
No, all of them are different. All the triggers are different.
I know, but you have 2 of the two of them. You have some of them are duplicates, but
all the triggers in the new trial decks are all new.
Oh no, I'm talking about your current deck. I know the Drajul one is different, but I'm talking about your triggers.
Oh yeah. So loads of the but to be honest, you're more likely wanting to drive check them than you are to soul charge them really with this.
No promises, right?
But as we've said, this deck is a high roll.
Pretty high. If you want to play a high roll for this, you should play this in premium. But No promises on D series because D series ones I was like pretty.
At first, this deck was a very low. It had like a 75% lose rate to 25% win on a chance of decking out. But now that George released its Proxy trial deck stuff, it might stand a chance.
I'm currently waiting for it to come out.
So we are actually planning on doing a Proxy fight with both Fafnir and Kheios. So we'd like for you to keep an eye out for that. If you enjoy the content, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, you know how it all works. If there is stuff that you're interested in Vanguard that you want us to do, drop us a comment. We'll see if we can do it. If not, we will make an alternate to see what best suits you all. So stay tuned for more. Bye.
See ya.